Oh, hey, welcome back. It is episode 100 and something. I'm going to call this autumnal vinyl finds because here down in New Zealand, we are sort of at the very back end of autumn, heading into the depths of winter. It's been raining and grey all weekend, so I'm sort of snuggled at home listening to records. Thought I'll make a video. Yeah, hope you're doing well. I see things are opening up around the world. I watched David Beacore's latest video and Shepp's video about the LA meetup, which I was very, very envious of. I would love to come hang out with you guys. Yeah, that was super, super cool. Looked like such a fun time. Yeah, and also around the world, I guess. Yeah, things are sort of edging back to normal. And yeah, I feel like I'm heading into the dark, cold depths of winter here. But yeah, it's Sunday afternoon. These are finds from, I guess, May and June. I guess it's the last made a video. If you follow me on Instagram, I went on a big trip down to Milford Sound, which is like beautiful scenery in the bottom of the South Island. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, I suppose I'll go into the records. Hope you're all well. I've got a chamomile tea here, feeling very relaxed. Surprise, surprise, they're all jazz records. I'm very aware that I seem to be buying a lot more jazz lately. And also, strangely, they're all majority, again, black and white covers. Not completely black and white, but mainly black and white. So anyway, I'll start with probably the one I'm going to say least enjoyed, but I still think it's really interesting and worth a listen. I did pick up the volume 2 of this live at SLUGS. This is Music Inc. and it's the second volume, I should say. This came out in 1973 on Strata East. This is a nice Japanese pressing. I would say it's the title, the best track by far is Our Second Father. I don't know what that title references. It's on the second side. The players on here, I mean, I'm not going to read it out, they're all here. Cecil, McBee, amazing. Yeah, it's all about the speed, I guess. They speed up and slow down and move together as a unit really well. I enjoyed it. I wasn't blown away by it. They all play together. It's all top shelf playing. I don't know. It's the piano kind of is very simple in the background from Stanley Cowell. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was expecting more. Maybe it's the live recording. It's good. I don't know. It's good. Wow, what a great, exciting start to the video. I feel like I'm being very negative. But speaking of Cecil McBee, believe it or not, I don't have anything with Cecil McBee as a band leader. So I was really excited to get this, and this is absolutely killer. This came out in 1977. It's also a live album, also coincidentally featuring Cecil McBee, isn't it? Yeah, Chico Freeman, Steve McCall, and Don Moye. Yeah, this is really, really wonderful. This is a massive, Chico Freeman's playing and Cecil McBee's playing are absolutely wonderful. I'm a big fan of both. Yeah, there's some really slightly funky moments. Really, really nice percussion work on here, especially on the opening track, Pepe's Samba. And then it gets really out there in certain parts too. Yeah, it's just everything you want in a late 70s jazz album. Yeah, and this was recorded live again. It has a really nice feel to it. Yeah, I'm really happy to get this. Cover, I'm not sure from a cover art point of view. But yeah, super, super interesting. Yeah, I really like Chico Freeman. There's still a couple I'm missing that I'd like to get. But I think he's fantastic. Alright, sip of tea time. The next one was one of my big grail jazz items that I've been wanting for many, many, many years, like 7 or 8 years now, maybe even more. And prices of it sort of have been creeping up, and then in sort of the past year they've taken a massive jump up again to the point where it's almost unreasonable for me to buy a copy here in New Zealand. And that is Joe Chambers' The ALMORAVID, which I can never pronounce. Now, I found a copy on eBay that strangely, didn't have the cover, but it did have this really cool homemade art sleeve here, which I actually really like, and I think it's really unique to have a copy of this. The seller actually made it himself. And then on the back here, he's put the review and the album on there. So this is an original, obviously the only copy. It hasn't been repressed on Muse. It's the white label promo copy. Yeah, so I was really happy to just get a copy. I kind of like I have a unique piece of artwork. I wouldn't say no to the original sleeve. If anyone has a sleeve lying around, that would be cool. You never know. I'm always surprised by the amount of people that watch this. But yeah, the guys put a review of it here. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that it's come in a sleeve like this. It's something different and unique. And sadly, he described it as sort of a near mint kind of thing, but it's definitely more like a VG or VG minus. So we worked out a deal, and I got a further discount on this. So I ended up paying, a quarter of what I thought I would be paying totally for it. So that was my birthday present to myself this year, May the 9th. And it arrived 2 days after my birthday. So I was really stoked. Yeah, a massive want list. I mean, these are going for stupid money these days. I didn't even talk about the music. God. Yeah, so on Muse, it's got an amazing lineup. It's like Harold Vick is on there, Woody Shaw, Cecil McBee, obviously Joe Chambers. I guess it's a really percussion-orientated record. I guess I've just named, amazing, like Woody Shaw, Harold Vick. To me, they're not even massively highlights. It's all about the percussion and the rhythms, and it kind of, as the name alludes to, it kind of plays into the North African Berber ALMORAVID more kind of mythology. Yeah, I guess sort of slightly Eastern rhythms. The tracks have names that sort of evoke North Africa, like Gazelle, Kata. Is it called Medina? I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Gazelle Suite. Yeah. Sort of, yeah, I guess you would say North Africa, Middle Eastern touches. But yeah, really cool. It's an amazing record. I funnily enough, if you look it up, the All Music review doesn't give it a great review, but I think it's amazing. It's one of my favorite jazz records. I can't believe I have it. I would really like to get a cover just because I'm a nerdy graphic designer, but I'm happy with my strange cut out hand sketched version. So that was the big one. I may as well keep on in the similar tradition, and the link here is this one is also on Muse. It also features Woody Shaw. This is the MOONTRANE. We've also got Cecil McBee on here, and adding to that is the wonderful Azar Lawrence, who I'm a big fan of. Yeah, this is cool. This is kind of a bit more post-bop than I thought it was going to be. I was kind of expecting it to be a bit more out there and a bit more rough, but when I first heard it, it kind of reminded me more, I want to say more Blue Note-y, which is kind of a weird sound to it. Reviews online were sort of comparing it to late 70s Freddie Hubbard. I can kind of hear that. They do get out there in little bits, but I think I was expecting more from this. The title track, the MOONTRANE, is definitely the most fun, catchy, swinging song. Yeah, it's really good. I'm not saying it's... I think I was expecting it to be blown away. It kind of has that cool cover. It's Woody Shaw. Yeah. Maybe I'm not doing it justice. I don't know. Yeah, so Woody Shaw, the MOONTRANE on Muse. This is again a Japanese pressing on Trio Records. It's good. It is really good. I don't know. I can't always be super positive about every record I talk about, right? Okay, so this one has just been in some pretty amazing company, but this is some VCLT I received from a now essential member of the VC, Dave Gibson, who's been around for a while now. He seems to have made lots of connections and lots of friends and really reached out and spread across the VC. His channel is Bcore. Thank you for sending this to me, Dave. As you know, this was sent back in February and arrived 2 weeks ago. We both thought it was lost in the mail, but it finally arrived. This is a album called Ghost Trees, and the title is called Universal Topics. That cover looks very kind of metal to me or something. But yeah, this is... he didn't tell me what it was. He said it hasn't been released by the time he sent it. But obviously now it's got here. It's out in the world. So this is a tenor saxophone and drum duo record out of North Carolina, obviously where Dave is from. The duo is Brent Bagwell and Seth Nana. So when I sort of realized it was a tenor sax and drum combination, I was like, oof, it's ballsy. I was like, I kind of was like, it's, you know, there's some amazing duo records out there that have been done, you know, even historically, you know. It's like, how do you go past Interstellar Space? And I was like, you know, even like VC member Roger Coleman and Sam Bird's duo one is fantastic. The Max Works runs are amazing. So I was like, it's a ballsy thing, you know. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it. You got to do it well. And this does it pretty damn good. I was kind of taken aback by how much I was enjoying it. When I put it on, I was sort of didn't think I was really in the mood for this sort of stuff. You know, when you're in the mood, you're in the mood. But I kind of found it was really well paced, really well recorded. It's kind of, the tracks are kind of spaced out in a way that they get your head nodding without realizing it. It's not like a full-on oral assault. It's kind of like they've kind of figured out how to play with the rhythms and the movements in a way that kind of moves you along with it. And I was nodding my head and really getting into it, and then they sort of back off a little bit, and it's really interesting what they're doing. I don't know how to describe it. I want to say it seduced me, but that's not the right word. But I just remember putting it on and being like, I'm not really in the mood for this. We'll just give it a go. And then by the end, I was like, man, this is good. So I was really, really impressed, genuinely. And this was recorded at Van Gelder Studios, so there's some really nice texture going on here, and it sounds great. And it was put out basically on their own label here. Ghost Trees, Universal Topics. This cover here, this label kind of reminds me of the Impulse with the circle. There we go. So yeah, I don't know, I was really impressed. Please check this out. It's on Bandcamp. Thank you for sending it to me again, Dave. I kind of, was very surprised by how much I enjoyed this. Ghost Trees, Universal Topics. Okay, how am I for time? I'm very aware. God, not going nearly quick enough. Big hitter time, straight into it. This is Nucleus. This came out in 1971. I'm just mentioning this because I have to. Brian Smith plays on here, who is from Wellington here in New Zealand. He doesn't play as prominently on this one as he does on the others, but it's super cool that he is on here. Obviously, Nucleus are a amazing jazz funk fusion UK jazz outfit. Obviously the masters of what they do. This is a New Zealand pressing, funnily enough. I was really stoked to get this because Nucleus records are really hard to find anywhere in the world. So I had some store credit, and this came home with me. Just that really beautiful, warm electric piano sound, really, really warm and fusiony and nice. And dreamy, and and then when they kick in with the hard stuff, it really sort of cuts through that sort of soft sound, and it's really beautiful. They have that, you know, if you know Nucleus, the classic 3 albums, this one, Elastic Rock, and Solar Plexus, have that really nice feel to them. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, very, very, very happy. We'll talk about it later, indeed. Oh, and that's on Vertigo, for those Vertigo fans. This one is something that I'm still on the fence about. I do enjoy it, but it's nowhere near as good as his first 2 records, which I still don't have. This is Ronald Schneider's straight black music on his own label, Straight Black Music. His first 2, he sort of plays more traditional Surinamese instruments, or it sounds more earthy, or I guess, I don't know, traditional maybe the way to describe it. This one goes into more of a hard jazz fusion territory. I do really like it. I enjoy it a lot. It's probably not what I was expecting. But yeah, I think it's called, is it Natural Sources and a Safe Home or something like that? I think are the ones to get. But yeah, this has got an amazing cover. Look at that. I do enjoy this a lot. It's just definitely more of a fusion record than probably a spiritual. I feel like Natural Sources sounds a little bit more spiritual or traditional elements mixed into it, where this is definitely more away from that and into a sort of a harder sound. But yeah, there we go. All right, enough time for a sip of chamomile. The last one that I think the cover is absolutely super cool. When I've streamed this online, the artwork hasn't, the music hasn't blown me away that much, but I was always kind of on the lookout for a cheapish copy. This originally came out in 1962. This is the 70 pressing on BYG France. And this is actually, when I sat down with it and really focused on it, it's absolutely swinging. It's like, it's not swing, but it's swinging. It's just got a groove. It's like a live recording. It's got that BYG. It sounds pretty kind of shit, lo-fi, but there's like a magic spark to it. Yeah, you've got Bill Dixon, obviously Archie, Shepp, Reggie Workman, Don Moore, who I don't know, and Paul Cohen, who I don't know, on here. I kind of forgot. I mean, I haven't listened to much Archie Shepp in the past few years, and I kind of forgot how much of like a really interesting kind of rough, bluesy, gritty sound he has. And when I heard it on here, I was really impressed. I forgot that he comes from like a blues angle sometimes, and he just has that really nice grit and texture in his voice. His playing, and it really brings like an extra edge to this sort of thing. And I guess like for 1962, this is pretty amazing for the way it pushes the boundaries and stuff. Yeah, super great. I don't have much with Bill Dixon. I think I only have that Intents and Purposes album. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Kind of did a bit of a 180 on it, I think. That brings us to the end of the Jazz Stack. Thank you all for watching, as always. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I am absolutely terrible at commenting. I know that I've had, for some reason, well, my ultrasonic video has gone, I don't know, lots of people are watching it lately, and I've been getting people asking me questions that I haven't replied to because I filmed that video like 3 years ago. I've got no excuse, really. Yeah, I hope to do another quick video with things that didn't quite fit in with the theme of this. I've got a couple that I'm looking at on the floor down there. Yeah, I just go out there and enjoy your summer, enjoy the freedom, enjoy the moment. I will end by saying I have been really enjoying the new single by Lord a lot lately. It's very poppy, very fun, very summery, really groovy. I've been playing it non-stop, and weirdly, surprise, surprise, and genuinely true, I have been loving the last 2 Taylor Swift albums. I've been playing them to death on Spotify, and that's no joke. I'm serious. Bye.